Disney is for some a world of wonder, joy, and imagination. It's been there for most of us our entire lives, but with nearly 100 years of operation, there have been many claims that suggest a less than wonderful reality that betrays the squeaky clean image that Disney so fiercely protects.
Do you know Disney has a club? Club 33, where you have to pay 6 figures just to join. You pretty much have to be invited. It's a very exclusive club. The only real benefits of this club are like these secret restaurants in Disney.
Oh, I heard those are good though.
You don't want to know what's on that menu. Apparently, there's a club within that club where they throw private parties for the elite, the ultra wealthy. People have like snuck in and taken pictures inside these places, and they have like artwork and statues of Baphomet.
I was thinking Boba Fett.
And they say that Walt Disney, in his parks, created a bunch of secret passageways, and there can be access through the Club 33 rooms. Why would they even need secret passageways in these kingdoms?
Of children has demonstrably been a part of Disney's work for generations, embedded into their animations. Several whistleblowers have claimed that Disney has been used since its very beginning as a form of mind control and MK Ultra, most famously for their Project Monarch princess programming of little girls. So it's really no surprise that Disney's corporate president admittedly wants to flood Disney stories with the so-called LGBTQIA agenda, which we now understand to be code for pedophilia. Reporting for InfoWars, this is Greg Reese.
Meantime, in other news, remember last week we told you a story about how a number of Disney employees walked off the job last week because they felt that Disney did not do enough to oppose a bill that passed in Florida. It's HB House Bill 1557. And what that bill does, because it has been signed by Governor DeSantis, is it prohibits teachers from providing instruction on sexual orientation and gender identity to children between the ages of kindergarten and 3rd grade. So they just don't want teachers talking to kindergartners, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd graders about sexual orientation or gender identity. So that we knew for sure because that was in public where they walked off the job. But now Chris Rufo, a journalist, posted on Twitter some videos that show pretty much exactly what Disney behind the scenes is thinking. Watch this.
Roberts and like our leadership over there has been so welcoming to like my like not at all secret gay agenda, and so like I feel like I felt like it was, I mean, like maybe it was that way in the past, but I guess like something must have happened in the last like they are turning it around, they're going hard, and then all that like momentum that I felt, like that sense of I don't have to be afraid to like, let's have these two characters kiss. Let's in the background. Like I was just wherever I could, just basically adding queerness to like if you see anything queer in the show, I'm proud of them. But like I just was like, no one would stop me, and no one was trying to stop me.
Finally happened. Disney finally exposed themselves and let us know what we've been speculating all along, because Disney has just leaked their plan to indoctrinate your children. I've been speaking about Disney for a long time. Every time I speak against Disney, people get so mad, they get upset, they unfollow me, they give me negative emails and negative comments. Isaiah, how dare you speak against our beloved Disney? How dare you talk bad about Disney and bad about Disneyland, and you don't take your kids? But I think after watching this video, you will not be sending me hate any longer. What you're about to see is a call leaked by Disney executives. So the people you're gonna see are Disney executives, AKA the ones running Disney. And we're gonna hear from their mouths, what is their plan moving forward? Now there's a long list, too long to count, of Disney films where the parents are dead, the parents die in the movie, where there's no parents at all. We know Disney for over 30 years has been coming against the family structure, but let's listen to them expose themselves. And let me make something very clear. Very clear. This is the devil using Disney to further his agenda of making your children and my children confused about their gender and sexuality. Now, I will pause in between watching this video for the sake of
Thank you. I'm Alan Bergman. I'm the co-chair of the entertainment division at Disney, and we have a special announcement to make today. As you know, Disney's a place of magic. It's where frogs turn into princes, where orphans like Cinderella can transform into beautiful princesses. And unlike us jaded adults, the children believe in magic. And we spent 100 years cultivating a brand that has been trusted and loved by families for generations. And with that trust, we've covertly been inserting queerness into our films and television shows. First as LGBTQ background characters, and later in leading roles and plot points. And few parents know that 2 years ago now, for Pride Month, on Disney Plus, our streaming service, we streamed the Disney Plus Drag Queen Extravaganza to help introduce queer ideologies and sexualities to the children and encourage them to experiment on their own. And we're proud of our perfect DEI score, our diversity, equity, and inclusion score, but we always strive to go above and beyond what is expected. And so we're proud to announce that this summer we're going to be opening Disney-themed pediatric transgender clinics for the children across the country. As you know, there's still a tremendous stigma against parents deciding to change the gender of their children, especially for those raising their children as gender non-binary and using they, them pronouns. And so we're confident that with our Disney brand puberty blockers and our character-themed clinics that we can help reduce this stigma and we can normalize these ideas and we can make them mainstream. Other brands like Bud Light, Gillette, and Pantene have helped pave this path, and we're proud to take the lead and bring us into the New World Order. We want to thank Governor Gavin Newsom, President Joe Biden, Assistant Health Secretary Rachel Levine, an incredible woman. I notice I didn't say transgender woman. She's a real woman, and it's about time that we stop making these divisive distinctions when talking about her and others. So every patient will receive a free season pass to any Disney theme park. And just for coming in for a consultation, you'll get a free 6-month subscription to our Disney Plus streaming service. So bring the kids on in. We look forward to taking care of them. We'll be seeing you soon.
And I'll see you.
It's not at all secret agenda anymore, because that video, which was apparently an all-hands meeting about the Florida law, now Chris Rufo has posted that on Twitter, and everybody's talking about the woke agenda of the world of Disney.
Well, Disney was hesitant to react to this bill at first. They got a lot of backlash, the walk-offs. People, they say that customers and employees were complaining, why aren't you getting involved? Why aren't you stopping Ron DeSantis and the Florida legislature from this? And then Disney comes out and they oppose it strongly, and they say that they're going to work to repeal it. But the Florida legislators, they make a good point. They said students can talk about whatever they want to bring up in the classroom to their teachers, but sometimes the right answer from the teacher is you really ought to talk to your parents about that subject. Keep in mind, these are kids K through 3rd grade, and if these teachers breach the bill, the parents can sue.
By the way, this is not a gray area. This is a smart bill that came out of the Republican-dominated legislature in Florida that is signed by the governor that makes total sense. It's parental rights bill. The no gay bill is a mislabeling of a bill. The word gay doesn't even turn up in the bill at all. This is another major win for the people of Florida, those who represent them, and especially for Governor DeSantis, who certainly has the courage to do the right thing, to give parents the rights to know. If you're talking about sex and sexuality to kindergartners, first grade, second graders, and third graders, think about that. Who has got the other side of that issue? Please define it well and say you need your kindergartner talking about sex. Governor Ron DeSantis says, look at Disney. How dare they ignore what China's doing while they have Disney in China on a daily basis. They don't condemn anything happened to the Uyghurs, but you have a problem mislabeling a bill here in a California-run company. Listen.
This is a real bill that empowers parents, it protects our kids, and for a company like Disney to say that this bill should have never passed. First of all, Tucker, they weren't saying anything when this was going through the House. They only started doing this because the woke mob came after them. They don't run this state. They will never run this state as long as I'm governor. You got to wonder, like, why is the hill to die on to have transgenderism injected into kindergarten classrooms or woke gender ideology injected into second grade classroom? If we had done a bill that prohibited talking about the abuse of Uyghurs in China, Disney would have supported that legislation because they don't want to say a word about that. So it's just an odd manifestation of their corporate values.
And one other bit of information from the leaked video, the Disney president, a woman by the name of Carrie Burke, says she wants to see at least 50% of Disney characters in the future be LGBT or a racial minority. So Disney very all in on their agenda.
They're determined to teach our little kids about this. This is a parent's right to teach whatever they want at home. If you're for it, if you're against it, you can teach that at home. But in the classroom, reading, writing, math, the things that they need to be learning at that age.
The happiest place on earth?
Not anymore.
After Governor Ron DeSantis signed an anti-groomer bill into law that prevents school teachers from engaging 5-year-olds about homosexual sex acts and radical transgender ideology, the groomers have come out of the woodwork, and many people are waking up to the dark side of Disney. Investigative journalist Christopher Rufo has outlined a partial list of Disney employees who have been arrested for child sex crimes. Robert Kingsolver was a service manager who oversaw ride repairs at the Magic Kingdom. He was arrested in 2014 for soliciting sex from an agent posing as a 14-year-old girl. Alan Treaster, a concierge at Animal Kingdom Lodge, who used to work at Disney's popular Toy Story ride, advertised himself online as Big Teddy Bear for Younger Chaser and confessed to having sex with a 15-year-old boy he groomed online. Animal Kingdom Lodge gift shop worker Paul Fazio was convicted of downloading child pornography videos showing sexual activity with adults and children. Character actor Patrick Holgerson was arrested in 2014 after sending nude photos online while trying to meet up with a 13-year-old boy. Justin Hazan, an operator on the Millennium Falcon ride, and Arlandra Sims, a food runner at the Animal Kingdom Resort, were busted in 2020 for selling child pornography with victims as young as 4 years old. Disney Cruise Line youth host Oliver Lavatt was arrested in 2019 for molesting a 10-year-old boy aboard the Disney Magic ship's Oceaneer Kids Lab after blindfolding the child and spinning him around several times as part of a game. In 2012, an 11-year-old girl was groped and kissed in an elevator by 33-year-old Milton Braganza, a dining server on the Disney Dream. A cruise line security officer was told by Disney officials to keep her mouth shut and do nothing. 2 days later, when the ship arrived in Nassau, Braganza admitted to the Bahamas police that he molested the girl and was then taken to the airport, where Disney arranged for his flight back home to India. Last year, Hollywood Studios custodians Jonathan McGrew and Savannah Lawrence were caught attempting to have a threesome with a 13-year-old. McGrew said that the couple's fantasy was to play stepdad, stepdaughter, stepmother. Animal Kingdom Lodge lifeguard Kenneth Aquino was arrested after trying to have sex with a 13-year-old, showing up in his Disney work clothes. Of course, child predators will naturally seek employment at Disney, but it's everywhere within the company. Director of Music Publishing John Healy was charged with 3 felony counts of child sexual abuse in 2017. Vice President Michael Laney was convicted of sexually abusing a 7-year-old girl in 2019. Both actor-producer Brian Peck and director Victor Salva were rehired by Disney after they served time for raping children from the set. The subliminal sexualization of children has demonstrably been a part of Disney's work for generations, embedded into their animations. Several whistleblowers have claimed that Disney has been used since its very beginning as a form of mind control and MK Ultra.
Really? They recreated the movie and they invited real witches on the set, and they had the witches before they would do a scene to cast spells and to invite the actresses to come into this circle with them while they were releasing spell words over the viewers and over the scene. And they broadcast it and wrote articles like, "Isn't this amazing? We're getting real and raw with these real witches." And people are playing it in their home, and it's entertainment. And you know, Charlene, I always say the first part of entertainment is enter. So be careful what's entering your home. Absolutely. I didn't have that in my home, but it is definitely a shock factor that our generation is really gravitating towards.
That is so shocking. I didn't know that. We were
Have some fun and take a peek. Observe some sorcerers who are quite unique.
Took a black cat, a cave bat, I threw them in a pot. Took a blue snake, a green snake, tied him in a knot. I took a hawk's jaw, a dog's paw, I hung them on the line. I took a horse hair, a green pear, made a crazy sign. I'm casting my spell on you. 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 An old shoe and put them in the ground. Took an old dish, a dry fish, and made a crazy sound. I took a goose egg, a frog's leg, I put them in a sack. I got a broomstick, a red brick, a genie on my back. I'm casting my spell on you. 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 A cave bat, I threw them in a pot. Took a blue snake, a green snake, tied them in a knot. Took a hawk's jaw, a dog's paw, hung them on the line. Took a horse hair, a green pear, made a crazy sign. I'm casting my spell on you. I'm casting my spell on you. 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 Casting my spell on you.